This is my market analysis rent form, and I use this form every so often to see how close I am to the market rent of the area that I invest in. As an investor, we do have expenses that continue to go up. Utilities, especially water, gets higher and higher in the area that I invest in. Supplies and maintenance items are costing more and more. Contractors are charging more to do repairs. So from time to time, I do have to raise rents to cover these expenses. So we'll take an example here of this property on Main Street. The tenant moved in, the rent was $625 a month, and I put the security deposit up here as the same. When a tenant moves in, I charge what average water is for that property, what the previous tenant used, and that's usually about $100 in Akron. Depending on how many people's in the house, it can be more, it can be less. Every quarter, I adjust that accordingly to whether they're using more or less. I'll raise or lower that water fee. For instance, here, this tenant was using more, so I added $10 in September of 21. I raised rent in July of 22. 12 of 22, they got a pet, so I added $50 for that. All these numbers are calculated down here at the bottom. So the rent is calculated straight down. Same with the water and same with the pet fee. This cell here calculates the total amount of rent, water, and pet fee. So the tenant pays $810 a month. Now when it's time to do my market analysis, I use this box down here. So the text in blue is my property. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house. It shows the rent that's brought down from this cell straight down. The square footage of my property is 725. This cell here calculates the price per square foot at 725 square feet. So in this particular case, the price per square foot is 90 cents per square foot. So when I do my market analysis, I use Zillow, I use Redfin, and a couple others to just kind of get an idea. What I want to do is get examples of what other properties are renting for. And you need multiple properties to do this in order to get an average rent. So for instance, here is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house for $950. So I'll come over here and mark what that is. This is already pre-filled out from the last time I used it. So a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house was $950, I believe. And then the square footage was 960. So I put that in here. And notice how that calculated up the price per square foot right here for this property. So I'll come over and do another one here. Here's another 2-bedroom, 1-bath for $900. I'll change this to 1, and the rent's $900. The square footage is 750. So when I type 750 in there, notice again here that was calculated to $1.20 per square foot. So we'll do a third one. Let's take a look at, there's a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath. Here's a 3-bedroom. Let's take a look over here. Here's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath for $697. And it's 800 square foot. $0.87 per square foot. Let's look for a fourth one. Usually I'll go to another, I'll maybe get 2 from Zillow and then the other couple from Redfin or something like that, just to get a better average. Here's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath for $875. And it's 900 square feet. Which calculates to 97 cents per square foot. So this cell right here calculates the average market rent from these 4 examples. And as you can see, that's $1.01 per square foot. It also calculates the average square foot and the average rent for these examples as well. I usually put the date in here that I do this example, just for reference for myself. So when I look at what my property is, it's priced at, for the rent that I'm getting, 90 cents per square foot. So I could raise that sum to be closer to the market rent. So I would come up here and give the tenant I usually give a 2-month notice. You're only required to give a 30-day notice in Ohio, and I like to give at least a 60-day notice. That way they can prepare for it. So I'll put in here whatever date that rent's going to raise on. Now watch what happens to my price per square foot here as I add rent. Let's say I raised the rent $25. I'm still under the average market rent. So if I were to go up to $40, I'm still under that rent. $50, still under that rent. So as you can see, I'm quite a bit below market rent here. If I were to raise the rent $80, and I'm not going to do that. This is just for example only. But if I were to raise the rent $80, now if this tenant were to move out, which I don't want them to, so I'm definitely not going to raise the rent that much. But if they were, for whatever reason, going to move, maybe they needed a bigger place or a smaller place or whatever, then I would go ahead and raise this all the way up to market rent when I rent it out to the next person. Usually, actually, I'll go a little bit above market rent until I start getting some applications in. Then I may lower it at that point as we get closer to finding a tenant for that property. So back to this case, I could raise that $80, but I'm not going to do that. I'm probably going to go probably 30 or maybe 40, depending on number of factors. But if I raise that rent $30, I'm still at $0.94 per square foot down here, and that still keeps me below market rent. Nobody's ever happy when you have to pay more money, but they're going to be happy that when they look at market rent, that they're still below that market rent. They're going to look for properties online, just like I'm doing here, and they're going to see higher numbers, and they're going to most likely want to stay in my rental. If you would like to purchase this form, it is available at compulsiveinvestor.com. And there will be a link down in the description to where you can purchase this form. It is a downloadable Excel sheet, and it is fully customizable to your needs. It'll come with 4 properties on it, but it's really easy to just copy and paste another group of properties. And I hope this video helps somebody. If it has, please give me that thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I've got quite a few calculators that I have for sale for investors. I've got my business systems that I'm selling. I do walkthroughs of properties that I plan to purchase or at least put an offer in on. There's not a whole lot available right now. Hopefully in the future there will be more properties available so that I can expand my portfolio. So I hope you enjoyed this video. This is the Compulsive Investor channel. One of the things that I do on this channel are walkthroughs of properties that are for sale. I'm always looking for another property to add to my portfolio. So I walk through these properties, I show you the things that I look for, the tools that I use for my inspections. I am not a licensed inspector, but I do have access to one if I see something that I have a question on. But I do walkthroughs of properties that I'm planning on putting a bid on. Later on, I do a follow-up on these videos. I tell what the offer was that I put on the property, and I also tell what the final selling price was. If you'd like to watch some of these videos, take a look at this link right here, and that will take you to my playlist of my walkthrough videos. Again, this is the Compulsive Investor channel.